Yo, what's up, guys? Cowboys lose to the Detroit Lions 44-30, guys, possibly ending the Dallas Cowboys season. An unfortunate situation tonight, guys. Very difficult loss for the Dallas Cowboys. With this loss tonight, the Cowboys only have a 9% chance of making the playoffs. And it feels very, very unfortunate to see the way the Cowboys lost this football game tonight, guys. Specifically, the Dallas Cowboys defense. The Dallas Cowboys defense was absolutely putrid before they were able to acquire Quinn Williams and Logan Wilson, of course, guys. Then obviously we saw the last two games against the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles and the finalists of last Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Cowboys came back from 21 down. Cowboys didn't give up anything in that second half, defensively wise. Same thing against the Chiefs. Cowboys did great things against the Chiefs defense, made them pay for the Chiefs' mistakes regarding penalties and everything else. But tonight, the Cowboys defense was the defense that showed up before the Quinn Williams trade, guys. Just an unacceptable loss tonight by the Cowboys because of their defense, their special teams, and some stupidity on offense, guys. Just a very, very tough pill to swallow in tonight's game. I can accept losing, but when you give up 44 points, when you're in a game where your backs are against the wall, your quarterback's playing great, your offense is clicking, and this is what the defense do. Just make the Detroit Lions' life so freaking easy tonight. It was just so pathetic to watch tonight, guys. My God, the amount of checkdowns I watched Detroit throw tonight, the amount of catches they made, and then extending it with yards after the catch was one of the biggest reasons why this Cowboys team lost tonight. Didn't get many pressures on the ball tonight. Jared Goff did not get pressured very much tonight. Jared Goff only got sacked, one time tonight. That's it. The Cowboys O-line was dominated tonight. Detroit's defense was very good. Aiden Hutchinson was making a mess. After last week, the Cowboys offensive line had not giving up a single sack. Detroit sacks Dak Prescott 5 times tonight, guys. Just not good enough to defend your quarterback. Protecting your quarterback. Dak was fantastic tonight, even though he had limited time to throw the football. The O-line did not do their job tonight. The defensive line did not do their job tonight. The secondary, oh my God. Deron Bland was embarrassing tonight, to say the least. The entire defense was embarrassing tonight, guys. Special teams was pathetic tonight. Kervontae Turpin 2 times in 3 games getting flagged for an ill-advised fair catch penalty. Are you kidding me, Kervontae, with that bullshit? 2 times in 3 games. That's unacceptable, man. The Cowboys almost got a safety because of that shit. They're lucky that ball was slightly over the line there for it not to get a safety, but it didn't matter, guys. The Cowboys kept on bailing the Lions out. Even though if the Lions got penalties, to pull them back, the Lions would throw the ball deep. They find St. Brown, who was on a bum ankle, who did not practice all bloody week, and he's active for the game. And St. Brown played well. Even though he didn't do crazy things tonight, St. Brown had 6 receptions for 92 yards. He was very, very good tonight, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They had no Laporta. Jahmyr Gibbs had a massive night. 3 touchdowns, tying Barry Sanders and Randy Moss for 47 touchdowns before the age of 24. Insane number. Do not get me wrong, guys, but we made Gibbs' life easy, Montgomery's life easy, Goff's life easy. Like Jared Goff threw 25 of 34 for 309. Easiest 309 yards for Jared Goff probably this season. It was an abundance of difficult things to see. And then George Pickens too, man. George, I guarantee you he's dealing with an injury. Because this is not the George Pickens we have seen for the last 7 weeks. Okay, GP was suspect tonight. Suspect. Not only did he have 2 pass interferences called on himself, he just wasn't good tonight, guys. GP, he only caught 5 receptions for 37 yards. That's unacceptable, George. And then to have that back-breaking drop that falls right into Detroit's lap, in your own zone, man. Incredible. On your own side of the field, you drop that catch. You gotta catch that ball, Pickens. You have to catch it, man. It was right at the numbers. GP doesn't catch it. Detroit gets the ball, and we pay for it. We give up a touchdown. And then you have that idiot Jake Ferguson as well on 3rd and long, fumbling the ball in the first half. Like, these are ill-advised plays by the Dallas Cowboys. GP did it as well on the goal line, trying to get a touchdown. He fumbles the ball. Unnecessary. You were not getting those yards. Just drop. Okay? And then the game obviously changed when CeeDee Lamb exited the game with a concussion. Of course, he tried to make that catch, fell on his head, and CeeDee Lamb was playing incredible until he got hurt. CeeDee had 6 receptions and 121 yards. Him and Dak were on fire together, man. Dak was throwing him long balls. CeeDee was running beautiful routes. He was playing fantastic. And not only was CeeDee fantastic, how about Ryan Flournoy? He had 9 receptions for 115 yards, plus a touchdown. That wide open touchdown there, we're thinking to ourselves, the way the defense has played, and the Cowboys were still involved in the game, they cut it to 3 points. All we needed was this defense to get one bloody stop, and they couldn't do it. Detroit just said, we're going to run the ball, give it to Jahmyr Gibbs, or we'll throw it to Amon-Ra, or throw it to Tesla, because Laporta's not playing. And it was like the Detroit Lions had a game plan, and they executed it beautifully because the Cowboys defense stinks. It stinks. I do not want to see Matt Eberflus next year. No way. They had 2 great games. Now we're back to reality. It wasn't good enough tonight. A game that your lives were on the line. And this is how the defense performed tonight. I didn't see Quinnen Williams out there. Also, Dickie Zula, Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark had the only opportunity to get the second sack of the night, but he missed Goff. And then Deron Bland gets his ankles busted up. Because Gibbs and St. Brown are taking him for a little loop. Like, my God, man. Like, there were just so many bloody plays today that just drove me nuts. And listen, guys, Detroit, they have not lost back-to-back games since 2022. They're 15-0 now after a loss since 2022. That's an impressive record. Don't get me wrong. Detroit's got a great offense. Their defense was okay today because we still scored 30 on them. If we, as a defense, the Dallas Cowboys defense, had just made a couple stops, the Cowboys have an opportunity to win this football game. But unfortunately, Dak Prescott was let down tonight. Dak was fantastic tonight in this ball game, guys. Dak had 31 of 47, 376 yards, 1 passing touchdown, 2 interceptions. Both interceptions are not his fault at all. Neither one are his fault. I am so frustrated with how this game panned out, guys. I really thought that the Cowboys really turned the corner, after beating the Chiefs and Eagles, but I did not get complacent, okay? I wasn't going out there, we're going to the Super Bowl, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I'm not that naive. I've been through this roller coaster before. Listen, guys, it's a matter of time before what can go wrong will go wrong. You hear Stephen A. say it all the time. What can go wrong will go wrong. And that's what happened tonight, man. Just a frustrating game today that I am just not satisfied with. If we had lost by a last-second field goal and our team played great, sure, I could accept that. We're on the road. Detroit's a great home team. I'd have no issue with that. But the way the Cowboys lost this game tonight because the defense, special teams couldn't get any stops. It's like every time I watched Detroit return the football, minimum 45, 50 yards for the Lions. Every time they start a drive, it'd be on the at half. Every bloody time, man. It was like, what the hell were they doing during the week with special teams and the defense? Clearly they weren't prepared for this game. The offense looked great at times, except for the blemishes by Pickens and Ferguson. Williams played okay as well. He only had 17 rushes for 67 yards, but Javonte wasn't bad at all. But, of course, the plays that the Cowboys screwed up on end up costing them. And Detroit had a lot of penalties, too, in this game. Oh, they had, 7 penalties, Detroit? Detroit had 8 penalties. We didn't make them pay for any of them. We didn't make them pay for any of them, guys. Detroit was on 3rd and long, 2nd and long, and they get first downs like no problem. It was one of those games tonight, guys, where you just knew the defense wasn't going to bail you out tonight. You needed the offense to score on every drive, but Detroit's defense was good. They were good at times in this game. They didn't have to be perfect, but they were good when they had to be, stopping the Cowboys when they had to, and they found a way to win, putting up 44 against us. In 2 games against the Lions, we've given up 95 points. Last year we gave up 51 in Dallas. This year we gave up 44. Like, that is just unacceptable to me, guys. Unacceptable. I don't think Eberflus should be here next year. The defense needs to make a lot of changes this offseason because tonight's game clearly showed when you go against a competent offense, even though you played the Eagles and the Chiefs, and the team's backs against the wall like the Lions was as well, they did what they had to do and executed tonight. And the Cowboys couldn't do the same thing. You let Gibbs easily walk through Montgomery. It was a field day for the Detroit Lions tonight, guys. Just a very frustrating loss for the Dallas Cowboys tonight, guys. Our season's most likely over, not 100% over, but the Eagles got to lose at least the next 3 or 4 games, maybe 4 of the next 5, for the Cowboys to have an even remote possibility of making the playoffs. But, guys, people who said this team was going to the Super Bowl, you're idiots. You're all idiots, okay? This team has flaws. They have deficiencies. You saw it tonight. Pickens, tonight was one of his worst games as a Cowboy. This is why some of the Steelers fans were okay with getting rid of him, because of performances like this. But I think he's injured. Losing CeeDee Lamb didn't help them. The defense, horrendous tonight. Special team, horrendous tonight. The O-line wasn't very good tonight. Dak got sacked 5 times, like I said. It was just one of those games, guys. But those games you cannot afford when your backs are against the wall, guys. So, frustrating loss for the Cowboys. Tell me what you guys think about this game. So click like if you like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Cowboys, go, I guess. Right, guys? But we'll see what happens next when they play the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see you guys in the next episode of Cowboys Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.